Louisiana Beer Reviews looks at Stone Warrior Dark Ale from Sapporo. You can see that Sapporo star maybe. Well, this beer was sent to me from Massachusetts by Ken Trudell. Thank you, Ken. I don't know how he got this because there's only one rating for it, review for it on Rate Beer 1. Nothing on Beer Advocate, no page. There's no website for this. I checked the Sapporo website. There's nothing there. It says Sapporo Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin. City Brewing. That's odd right there. Brewed and bottled by Sapporo in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. 5% alcohol by volume. So needless to say, this is the first video review for this beer in the world. It says, like the samurai warriors of Japan, Stone Warrior represents mastery of skill and devotion to perfecting an art. The combination of roasted malts, okay, so roasted malts, choice hops, whatever they are, and deep aquifer water, well water, create a robust flavor and medium body, fit for any beer lover's palate. Really weird. 12-ounce bottle. It's got that Sapporo design, you know, silver and black with the gold trim, so it has that. I believe the Sapporo beers, bottled Sapporos, that are sold here in America now, that I've noticed, they're all from La Crosse, Wisconsin, the old city brewery. And I visited that brewery once. Didn't go on a tour, but I went in the gift shop the day Heilemann sold it to Stroh's. It was the day Stroh's acquired the company. That was big news up there. I was shocked when I went there. Had a little smoke. I didn't let that come out, sadly. Okay, this is a weird looking little glass, but I bought it at a garage sale for 25 cents. I bought a bunch of these little ones. Somebody said, "You're into cognac glasses?" I said, "No. I just wanted to get something different." It is a dark ale. It's brown, copper brown, some bubble streams. Not much of a head, but I think you'd get more of a head in a narrower brim glass. Doesn't look that different from Negro Modelo, which is a 5.4% Vienna lager. Now Guelph, that's Sleeman, and Sleeman is owned by Sapporo, who also owns Unibrew and some other companies too. That is roasted. Sweet, a little bit syrupy roasted barley malt. It's not dark roasted or burnt, but it's darker than I expected. Don't see any sediment. The sun is very bright. No clouds. Okay, the flavor. Dark roasted barley malts, medium to dark roasted. Some sweetness, bread crust, low hop bitterness, probably in the, at the most, the teens in the IBUs. Mouth feels light, watery, and the finish is crisp, clean, refreshing, mostly dry. Well, it's certainly up to the standard of the other Sapporo beers. The Sapporo Light, might be one of the best light beers you can get, and the Sapporo Reserve, which is all malt, all barley malt, no rice. There does seem to be an interesting yeast character here, and I do pick that up with some of the other mainline beers that come from City Brewing in La Crosse, like Heilemann Special Export. I'd love to know who truly owns City. I know they have a big contract with Melanie Brewing, which is probably their main one, but not just them. And Melanie makes like a lot of your infamous brands. The ones some people tell me they like them, okay, but I've dumped them out on camera. The Camo beers. Well, they say it's a separate company, Camo, but it's coming from City. They make some tolerable high gravity malt liquors like MX, Ice. They make some pretty unpleasant things like Game Day Ice, Milwaukee Special Reserve Ice, stuff like that. Milwaukee's Classic. Just a whole bunch of store brands and off-the-wall brands that are not good. But then they make some good, credible major brands. Like I said, the Heilemann Special Export. I know that's made there. Pabst, I was just reading the Pabst website the other day. They say some of their brands, they didn't list them, some of their brands are produced in La Crosse at City Brewing. I know City also owns the old Schlitz Brewery in Memphis, and one in Pennsylvania. So I wonder, I think these were all in that Stroh's thing. So what happened, right? Stroh's acquired Schlitz in 1982, and then Pabst acquired Stroh's in 1999, and then they immediately turned around and made their blockbuster deal with Miller, where they turned over some of their brands to Miller, Mickey's, Old English, quite a few others. And apparently they gave or sold, I guess sold, their breweries to Miller, the big one in Memphis. But then now it's City Brewing. And now the Guinness American Blonde Lager is produced in La Crosse, Wisconsin. And I believe possibly the one in Wilkes-Barre. There's a Latrobe Brewery, which has something to do with Anheuser-Busch InBev, was Rolling Rock. Red Stripe and Red Stripe Light are made in Pennsylvania, and that's Diageo Guinness. No, the whole thing is very complicated. I'd love to have a sheet that would show who actually owns what. I'm really enjoying this brown. Yeah, I couldn't understand, but now it's like a brown ale. Yeah. Like a beat to Turbo Dog or old Pete's Wicked Ale. But it has character to it. They did a good job. I mean, sort of reminds me of that Kuronomi, that's a brown lager from Asahi. I'll give this one more sip. And I may never see this beer again. It could just be a test run. Thanks so much, Ken. And I would like to see Ken comment and give us some info. Those hops are starting to come alive a little bit. I'm going to give it an A-. I think it's an excellent beer, you know, at the lower end, I guess, but an A-. Interesting beer. If you ever see it, chances are you won't ever see it, but if you do, try it. And I think you'll like it. So, Le Bon Temps Roulé, an interesting and unusual beer from Sapporo, and I'm going to end this review by saying y'all come on down to sunny, not particularly cold right now, December, southeastern Louisiana.